Forget the legends. Here is what actually happened. Chinese martial arts did not begin in a monastery, and Bodhidharma had nothing to do with it. Chinese martial arts existed long before the Shaolin Temple. Historical records from the spring and autumn period describe wrestling arts like Shuai Jiao, practiced centuries before Shaolin was built. During the northern and southern dynasties, combat skills were passed down through families and military units, not as distinct styles, but as lineage-based traditions. This is important because it shows that fighting systems evolved from practical necessity, not mystical revelation. When you train, remember that every technique has a functional origin. Someone needed it to survive. Strip away the mythology and you are left with what works. The modern concept of distinct martial arts styles crystallized during the Ming Dynasty. Military decline forced the conscription of civilian fighters, including Buddhist monks, who brought temple methods to wider audiences. The publishing boom produced military manuals that standardized techniques, while secret societies spread martial knowledge rapidly. This is why you see so many variations today. Each region and teacher adapted core principles to their context. When you study a style, ask yourself, what problem was this method solving? The answer reveals its true purpose. The Shaolin Temple was built in 495 AD, but its martial tradition did not start with Bodhidharma. Historical records show that early disciples like Huiguang and Sengchu already possessed martial skills. Sengchu's staff and empty hand techniques are documented in the Buddhist canon itself. The Bodhidharma legend, that he taught monks exercises that became kung fu, is a 20th century invention. The earliest Shaolin manual, from 1610, makes no mention of him. This matters because it frees you from the myth. Your training is built on real human effort, not borrowed mysticism. The first evidence of Shaolin monks in combat comes from a 728 AD stele. It describes two incidents, defending the monastery from bandits around 610, and helping Lai Shimin win the Battle of Hulao in 621. Lai became emperor and granted Shaolin royal patronage, but the stele does not mention any formal martial training. For the next 800 years, no sources document Shaolin combat. This gap tells you something. The warrior-monk identity was not continuous. It emerged when conditions demanded it. In combat, adaptability matters more than tradition. The 16th and 17th centuries were Shaolin's martial peak. Over 40 sources show that fighting became integral to monastic life. The monks created Buddhist lore to justify it. They specialized in unarmed fighting, spear and staff, the staff being their signature. Military experts traveled to study their methods. General Yu Deu visited around 1560, found the monks' skills lacking, trained 2 monks in staff techniques, and sent them back to teach. This is a key lesson. Even masters need outside input. Your growth depends on honest assessment, not blind loyalty to a system. The Bodhidharma martial arts connection only became widespread in the early 20th century, thanks to a novel serialized from 1904 to 1907. Historian Meir Shahar calls it a 20th century invention. This does not diminish Shaolin's real achievements, it makes them more impressive. Real people, not legends, developed effective combat methods through trial and error. When you train, focus on what you can verify through practice. Does the technique work under pressure? Does it flow naturally? Those are the questions that matter. Strip away the story and you are left with skill. Know the history behind your art. It keeps you grounded. Train what works, not what sounds good in a story.